Hello, this is Daryl from Andalusia Armory.
Tracy Schmidt.
And Sean Carter.
Welcome to Shop Talk. So there's a little bit of buzz in the feed tonight. We don't know why we tried to alleviate the situation, but
It's a gremlin or Bob.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
probably both.
yeah, a little bit of each.
Maybe.
But we said we were going to talk about buying a new gun, or actually buying a first-time buy. New gun owners.
Or someone who hasn't bought a gun in quite a while.
Yeah, that too. A lot of stuff's changed over the,
Well, we get some old timers in here. They've had the same gun for 50 years and haven't had to go through this.
mm-hmm. And each one of us have a Form 4473 in our hands. The
Yep.
lovely thing. Don't you love them, Sean?
Oh yeah. I bet I filled out
Hey, I
6 of these since
I don't-
Christmas.
don't mind filling out the front. It's all the stuff we got to do here at the shop, man. We got 2 pages.
Oh, yeah.
Customers only
Yeah.
got 1.
Yeah.
And if they can't get the first 3 lines, first 3 things right, we shouldn't be able to sell them a gun anyways.
Well, now, you know, with that being
the part they
said,
usually mess up on is up here before they ever start.
yeah.
actually
Well, the big thing is they'll look at it and they'll give it to you, and they do mess up on that first one. If they're junior or third or senior, almost always they mess up on that top one, because they got to put in whether they're a junior or they're a third
Yeah.
or whatever it is. They're
Yeah.
the cadence.
And it's supposed
Yeah.
to be there with their last name.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. The other thing that people mess up on that they don't know about is when they abbreviate state names.
Yeah,
You're not
you have.
supposed to do that.
Yeah,
Whoa.
or street names or street,
Yeah.
street, road,
Lane, circle, all
lane,
that.
circle.
Well, you
all
ain't got
that
no choice but to abbreviate the state.
Well, no, you're supposed to.
Now,
Oh, yeah.
I want to see how you're going to fit Alabama,
Yeah.
Louisiana, or something in that.
That one they changed back at some point because
Yeah.
it was a longer line
Yeah.
a few years ago.
Yeah. I believe postal abbreviations are the proper
Yeah.
for the state.
Yeah, except for on the U.S. city and state. On place of birth,
Yeah.
you have to put your full one there, and then on what is your state of residence, that would be question 13.
Yes. Those have to be spelled out completely.
Indeed,
Printed
printed exactly.
legibly.
And I guess we can't actually tell people. And if you go to a gun shop and you say, "Can you help me with this?" and they tell you no, it's not because they're being mean.
Well, there's certain parts of it that you can assist them with.
You can
like,
clarify
you can
some of these
clarify things
questions.
because
Yeah.
there's things on here that'll actually do that.
Yeah,
And
but
you can do that. You can give them that much. You can give them as much help as this thing will.
well, yeah, but this thing reads like stereo instructions
Yeah.
from the
Yeah.
1980s.
Yeah.
That's the truth. But usually what people have problems with is up here more than the questions anyway. The questions is the part that you can't.
Yeah, I get occasional questions on the A through L.
Yeah.
Occasional, and I'm trying to remember the one that gets me the most. That gets them.
Well,
I've actually had people that have said, "What does it mean to renounce your citizenship?"
oh yeah,
Maybe we should go through it from number 1 on down,
probably so.
because
You want to go and start it off.
we're not
Yeah.
because no one's filling something out.
Well,
On these A through L, we can actually give our explanation of what they are or
Yeah.
clarify them.
we
Yeah.
can. We just can't tell them how to answer.
That's right.
And that's
yeah,
with
you
all
can't
gun
tell them how
shops.
to answer.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
So, well,
If you want to start it up, Tracy.
sure. The first line, transferee's full name. If you are the person paying for the gun, you are the transferee. You are the person who has to fill out this form.
Yeah, you're the buyer, and
You are the buyer. Even if you're buying it for your grandson's birthday, you are the buyer. You're the transferee. Number 1, last name. Nice and plain. Print plainly. If you are a junior, a senior, a second, or a third, or have some other title that is included, you put your last name, comma, your title, junior, second, or third. Now, for second, is Roman numerals acceptable, or does it have to be the number 2 with an ND?
Well, I think it's however it is on your birth certificate.
Okay.
Actually, I think
Which we don't get to see. Actually, technically, no. I'm gonna correct myself on that. What it says on your driver's license.
Yeah, there you go. And that should be what it says
on your birth certificate. So your last name, then your first name, and then your middle name. We're not allowed to take a middle initial. There is an instruction. If you have no middle name, you're supposed to put N, November, M, motel, N, November, for no middle name in the block. Number 2, current resident address. This gets some people. I could be one in a couple ways. When I lived in New York, I had a P.O. box. You cannot put a P.O. box on here.
No.
It has to be a street address.
Well,
And it has to match the address on your license. If you have a current license and you moved last week to a different apartment on a different street and you didn't go to DMV and have them put that little sticker on, guess what? When we see that the numbers don't match, we got to stop the sale.
Yeah. And,
city. Here's another tricky one. In New York, my city was Ward, but my mailing address was SIO. I lived in one city and had a mailing address and zip code for another.
Yeah, but that should have been reflected on your driver's license, wouldn't it be?
And that's just it. The mailing address was what was on my driver's license.
My physical address has always been on my driver's
Well, my
license.
physical, well, that's just
I lived in
it.
a
My
place
physical
where-
address.
Where the mailing address was different.
Yeah.
I still had a physical address because deliveries, they wouldn't deliver some things to the mailing address, even though it was just a mailbox.
Yeah.
But it was a mailbox up at the end
Oh,
of
yeah,
the street.
yeah.
So I had a different physical address at that point. That was when I lived in Panama City.
Now, see,
Yeah.
mine, the physical address, the town and zip code was still not the actual town I was in. So that causes confusion. Again, your address, what's on your driver's license.
yeah, indeed.
Or whatever government picture ID you are presenting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
it
if
does
it-
have to be an issued
And
license
yeah.
or state
Non-driver's
ID.
license.
yeah, military ID works. That is
Military ID works if they're out of state with orders.
with orders. You have to have
Yeah.
your orders.
Yeah. You got to go to your base commander or your company CO and get something. County, not country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've had people put USA in there. It's county. And that's the county, your town or state, or that your address is in. That again,
And again, you have to spell that one out.
yeah, you have to spell that out because I'll give you an example. Allegheny County in New York is not spelt the same as Allegheny County in Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah.
Well, also usually people when they put the county,
They like to
here,
abbreviate
they
it.
just put COV on almost everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They even do it down at the courthouse.
Yeah.
They'll put COV on everything when they put Covington County.
And there's a lot of forms
You have to
that's
write that.
not legal
Yeah.
on, but they get away with it some places. State, again, your postal code, your zip code is self-explanatory. Zip +4, I don't think the +4 matters.
No, it doesn't.
No,
It's
you
not.
don't
It's not
put
required.
+4
Yeah.
on this.
Place of birth. Now this gets people,
Yeah.
especially if you were born in one town, but your birth certificate was issued in another.
Yeah.
That happens sometimes. Whatever your birth certificate says
Yeah.
is what you need to put on there. And you need to spell out the United States city
And the state.
and the state fully. So if it's New York, you got to write NEWYORK.
Yeah.
And if it's New York, New York, you write New York, New York. You don't abbreviate. You could be born in a foreign country, such as your parents were in the service, you were born in Guam, but you're still a U.S. citizen. Your height, if you're 5 foot, put 05. The reason we put 2 digits is so no one can change it.
Yeah.
Same thing if in inches. If you're 5'3", put 05, 03. Your weight. Now, it may have changed, but I remember from way back when I talked to the ATF and other law enforcement, if you misrepresent your weight by 50 pounds or more,
Oh yeah,
it's a crime.
it is. Sure is.
So if you're a woman, now we don't let no one see this. If you're a woman and you weigh 195 and you weigh 135, even though it says 135 on your driver's license, we look and we're like,
put what was on my driver's license, and my driver's license says that I weigh 195 pounds. I never changed it the last time I got my driver's license renewed. They didn't ask me about it. I didn't think about it. So it still says 195 pounds. Well, 10 years ago, I might have weighed 195 pounds, but for about the last 6 years, no, I'm a little past.
Yeah. Well, like I said, generally if it's
more like 225.
Generally, if it's under 50 pounds, they're not going to gripe too much. 5 or 10 pounds, come on. We all put on a little weight at Christmas, take it off in the summer when we do yard work. So, gender, if you can't figure that out.
By the way, on the gender, I don't care what is PC or anything else. It's asking you what your gender, your actual physical gender
if
is.
If you was born with ball bearings and a stick shift, you're a male. We don't care what you identify to. We're not trying to be mean or nothing. It's just.
And as far as I know, they don't let you identify on your driver's license yet. So
it's
still going to say.
Yeah.
So that's what it's going to look at.
Whatever your DNA says you are, that's what you are.
Yeah. Indeed.
Birth date, again, 2 digits.
Numerical code.
Yeah.
Yep. Month, day, year.
Well,
if you were born.
Gotta be 4.
Yeah, 4-digit. Month, if you were born in February, it's 02. Day, if you were born on the 14th, it's 14. If you were born on the 5th, it's 05. Year, if you were born in 1967, it is 1967, not 67. If you were born in 2010, it's 2010, not 10. Obviously, we're going to be able to know, we're going to notice a difference between 1910 and 2010 looking here talking to you, but you need the 4 digits there. So if someone tries to change something at a later date, it's easier to pick up. Number 8, your social security number. A lot of people ask about that. Do I have to? No, it says right there it's optional. I will tell you, if you have a social security number which is close to someone else's and their name is also close to yours, social security number helps clear those problems up quicker.
Or if you have a generic name.
Yeah. I had a customer in New York. He was born the same day, same year as another gentleman with his same first name, middle initial, and last name. Their social security numbers were issued 2 digits apart. One was a convicted felon.
Yeah.
And the other hadn't even gotten a speeding ticket. He had to get a UPIN, which is number 9 on the form, a unique personal identification number. A UPIN is generally reserved for someone who is a convicted felon, but has had their rights restored.
Yeah.
Or it can also be issued in the case where this gentleman's name and social security number, and even though in the cities we're only a couple miles apart, to identify someone who has a problem with that, or someone who's had their identity stolen might also have a UPIN.
You know you got one.
Yeah, if you have a unique personal identification number, you know you got it. That is right.
And most commonly it's because people had to do an appeal when they got turned down.
Which that's all changed now.
Yeah.
Well, appeals are something we ain't going to get into because we got to get past the form first.
Well, actually,
it's a different process now.
Yeah, I was about to say appeals are no more.
Well, there's still a way to do it, but it's like
It's not the
convoluted.
traditional appeal.
Yeah.
The next one that gives people a lot of trouble, number 10. This is a 2-part question. Everybody treats it like a 1-part. They don't see the second part. It's your ethnicity. And quite honest,
It's basically you're either Hispanic or you're not.
Yeah.
To that,
Which that shouldn't even be there.
No, I don't.
Neither should be. Really it should. What your ethnicity shouldn't be there. Get on your congressmen and senators and tell them, hey, that stuff's not allowed on employment forms. It's not allowed on other stuff. It shouldn't be allowed here because it could be used to discriminate.
Yeah.
But you're either non-Hispanic or Latino, or you are Hispanic or Latino.
Yeah. And
and then the B part is just,
if you can't figure out the B. Now, see, I disagree with with one of these. Okay. You are either black or African American. Personally, if you put African American, leave my country, go to the country you listed first, and stay there.
Well, the other thing too, I've never got on this as a native Hawaiian and other Pacific Islander.
Well, we have American Samoa.
Yeah, I understand we do. But I don't know. You know what, man?
Yeah.
We could get a whole heap of hot spots on that whole thing.
Well, you get in.
Well,
it just
Asian.
thing,
Asian, if you're from certain parts of Russia, you're Asian.
Well, the whole thing is completely because anything other than that.
Yeah, they don't have another box.
Everything else on here, it's like they single out these specific races,
yes,
but everything else is white.
Well, like I said, if you're from certain places in Russia, you're Asian technically.
It just goes back to this whole question here is ludicrous, but you have to answer it. So which one are you? You know which one you've been answering on forms for your whole life.
I wonder what you would do if you were an Australian native, or if that was your.
Well, that would be up in your birthplace, foreign country.
Well, no, not particularly.
Oh yeah. Oh, I see what you mean.
So if you're an Aborigine,
yes,
yeah, and your parents came here, you were born here, you are American.
You're non-Hispanic or Latino.
No. You're not white, you're not black, you're not Native Hawaiian, you're not Asian, nor are you
American Indian
or Alaska Native.
Yeah, and they don't have another.
They don't, and I mean, so there are some.
Yeah. No, number 10, A and B. Yeah, they really need not to be there.
No, because it is iffy. It is very iffy.
Yeah, because then you have mixed races, and technically the U.S. government, you have to be certain percentage Native American to be considered Native American. Different tribes have different percentages to be recognized.
Well, now with that being said, what they can do in that case, if you happen to be, say you're Asian and Cherokee, you would mark American Indian and Asian, because it does allow.
It does allow for more than one box. Yes,
but still, there are things on here. There are races that are not on here.
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely.
And most of them are not, you can think of ones like Aboriginal that is not white.
Yeah.
So they would not be black either.
Yeah.
Because.
Yeah, I ain't going to go there.
No, yeah. But the thing is, that it's one of those things where, you know what, if you are in that situation.
Well, think about this.
Contact ATF and ask them.
Someone from Iraq. Technically, they're from Asia, so they are an Asian.
Well, no, they're not.
They're not Oriental.
Yeah, but
Iraq is in Asia.
And by the way, folks, we're not being racist by saying in these comments. We're just trying to put across how absurd.
Or say you're from the country of India. That is in Asia, but you are not Oriental.
Well, India is.
It's in Asia. They have Asian.
Yeah, but that's.
My point is that is a very incorrect term.
The whole point is that this question is something that people get asked on forms their whole life. Yeah. So they know what they've been told to put on those forms.
But most of the forms say other.
Yeah, a lot of the forms have other.
Have an other on
yeah. Most all other
And-
forms have others.
This is something that just needs to be.
And if I'm of
It
India,
is.
I mean,
It is.
yeah.
most of the time when I'm contacting somebody about this form, I'm contacting them about it because it needs to go the hell away.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
contacting them about it because I want this 10A and 10B removed.
Yeah.
No, I want the whole damn form removed.
Well, yeah, yeah,
But
absolutely.
that's another thing entirely.
Yeah.
And that question really is not worth spending 10 minutes talking about.
well,
Well, it is because that's the one they just added not too darn long ago. I remember when that
Well, it
change
used to
came
be
in.
one question.
Yeah.
And then I want to think that it used to have an other a long time
It
ago.
did.
I think it did. And I think Hispanic was on there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's one of you other guys take 11A through whatever.
Well, those
That's all
questions
you-
are pretty self-explanatory.
Some of them are.
Some of them.
If you're the person that's buying this gun,
You're paying for
And
it. You're
you're
filling out
done.
the form.
then you check yes. Otherwise, you have to check no. And at that point,
Well,
It's a straw purchase. and it's done.
there is an exception. A grandparent or parent can buy a gun for a minor child as a
Yeah.
gift, or an aunt, an uncle, a friend.
But it does explain that in here, what a straw purchase is and how it applies.
yeah, it explains that when you go over here
Yeah, if you
to 11.
yeah, there's 2 pages of instructions
Yeah.
to fill the form out. Yeah, you got a 1-page form and 2
Exception to
pages of
11
instructions.
F. Let's see, exception to where's that?
You'll be looking for
11A.
And
It's right on the front. Well, if you're picking up a repaired firearm,
this is for a
there's
repaired
another
firearm
reason.
that was-
Yeah.
Then you don't have to answer that question if you're picking up a repaired firearm for another person. But
The big thing on that one basically is this right here. All it's asking you, are you the person that the money is coming out of your pocket?
but
and
it's
transfer.
also got to be the one that is going to be transferred.
The
to.
owner.
Transfer to, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
We can't let you fill out we can't let Bob fill out the form, pay for the gun, and hand it to Sally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's illegal. That's
Yeah. Girls, if your boyfriend wants you to go in and buy a gun, he gives you the money and tells you what gun to go buy, don't do it.
Yeah.
no straw purchase.
Yeah. That's bad juju.
Yeah.
And there's probably a reason. that
Plain
he
and
did
simple, if your
Yeah.
boyfriend's asking you to go buy a gun, it's probably because he can't.
that. Yeah.
And you probably don't want him to have one for sure then.
Yeah.
Now, the second question on here asks about now, if you're under indictment or information in any court for a felony or any other crime for which a judge can imprison you for more than 1 year, this one trips people up here because it's any other crime for which the penalty could be imprisonment for more than 1 year. So if they can put you in
DUI.
jail for more than a year,
Yeah.
1 year and 1 day,
Yep.
whatever, it doesn't matter if you got 6 months or if you got probation
There
or
is,
whatever, but if you
could have been in
could have
prison.
been in prison for more than 1 year,
Yeah.
and you were convicted,
Yeah.
no matter what you ended
If
up
the
serving.
minimum sentence for the crime is generally 3 to 5 years, but you get 1 year in jail and 5 years probation, guess what? You were convicted of a crime that was punishable by more than 1 year.
Well, actually, no. We're explaining C right now.
See?
B is are you under indictment?
Indictment. Yeah, excuse me.
this
Yeah,
is under
indictment.
Yeah.
Now, see, here's a problem with that one. Now, this wasn't a problem until 9/11, really. You could be under an indictment and not know it. A grand jury can hand down an indictment and you don't know it yet. Especially now with our secret courts for
Well, yeah.
search warrants and etc.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you know it.
You
Well,
should.
no, not particularly.
No, you
Not
can be
particularly.
indicted.
You know they're
indictments.
looking for you though.
Sealed indictments. You
Pretty sure
you might
know they're looking for you.
until you get the information, until you
Yeah.
get the phone call, or until they beat on your door.
you don't know.
So you know what?
But what I'm saying,
It can be.
Oh yeah, you know you've done something.
you know,
Nine times out of 10. Nine times out of 10. Now you could have slipped up and done something unknowingly and
you may
been
have
caught up
accidentally
something.
hacked into the Pentagon or something. But,
Yeah.
you know, barring that, you know
Yeah.
if they're looking for you.
Yep.
And
We've already explained.
we already explained C.
Yeah, you know if you've been convicted of a felony,
Yeah,
plain
you know
and
if you've
simple.
been convicted. And that goes back to that where you know, just because you got a shorter sentence,
Yeah.
Yep.
if it could have been a longer sentence, that's where people mess up on that one. And D, are you a fugitive from justice?
You know.
You know if you got warrants.
Yeah.
Unless it's one of those sealed indictments from the secret court.
I'm going to go with Tracy on that one because yeah, it happens. It does happen.
Yeah, you go to
But
leave.
with that being said, though, I think if that were the case and you did fill this out, it's knowingly
being fraudulent.
being fraudulent
Yes.
versus
Yeah, they'd have to prove you.
unknowingly
Yeah,
being fraudulent.
yeah, and that's a big difference. They'd have to prove you committed fraud by
Yeah.
falsifying the record.
And this next one here is stupid.
Well, first of all,
I mean,
no one's going to. Criminals aren't going to answer these honestly, anyways.
well, I mean, they specifically put on here
User.
unlawful user of or addicted to marijuana, any depressant, stimulant, narcotic drug, or other controlled substance.
And they
Why
don't.
did they specifically put marijuana on there?
Yeah.
Because they put controlled substance
Yep.
at
Yeah.
the end.
Well, the other
And
problem.
Marijuana.
The other
is-
problem, it says user of any depressant, stimulant, or narcotic drug.
Well,
Guess
unlawful-
what?
Cigarettes.
Unlawful user.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It
So
could
that makes
Yeah.
it cover like prescriptions. and
Yeah.
things that you have legal right to be using.
Unless, of course, that prescription has expired and I still have one or two pills for my back pain.
no expire prescriptions that don't work like that anymore.
Oh, it doesn't work like that
No.
anymore. Yeah, I'm a little older than these guys. I don't have to keep up on these laws.
With that being said, if you are an 18-year-old in a 19 to 21 plus state that's smoking cigarettes and you go in to buy a long gun in a state where you can purchase one legally,
And you're smoking cigarettes.
you're in violation.
That's
of
a controlled
4473, question
You're an
11.
unlawful
E.
You're an unlawful user of a controlled substance.
This is a garbage question though,
Yes.
because nobody's actually going to say anything. I mean,
Yeah.
who would do that?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm on dope right now.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm high as a kite, man. I just
Well,
did
that
an
gets
8
into
ball
that-
and
that
I
gets into
and I
that
smoked
area.
a blunt on my way over
that
here.
gets into that crazy area of telling people how to fill out forms and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, telling people how to answer it and all that stuff. And yeah, that's just one of those questions that it's stupid that it's even on here, but you know, it's stupid that some of that stuff is even listed there anyway. Have you been adjudicated mentally defective?
All right, that's one
Now-
I've had some questions on.
Yeah. Now, most of the time, if somebody asks me about that, what that means.
Did a
then
judge or doctor lock you up in the loony
I'm
bin?
wondering why they're asking me that question, because my automatic knee-jerk reaction to that is no.
Now hold on just a second.
But-
I've got an instance where that it just I'm talking about mind-blowing instance here.
Well, I know that you told me one time. About,
Yeah, and I won't go ahead and say it so somebody
Okay.
can at the end of that question it says, or have you been committed to a mental institution? Now I just happened to know this fella that was having micro strokes.
Yeah.
And he was at the doctor with him. They couldn't figure out what was wrong with him. And he kept getting juggled around. And he got this one doctor, and the doctor started asking questions. And the fella's a real honest guy. And the doctor asked him, he says, have you ever thought about suicide? And the guy said, well, yeah, when I was, I have. I mean, who hasn't?
Yeah, it's not. It's actually unnatural if you haven't at least once considered.
Everybody's thought about it.
Yes.
I mean, hell, even if you didn't consider it, just thought about it.
Yeah.
So the guy says, yeah, I have. So what they did right that second, the doctor gets up, he walks out, and the folks come in, they strap him down, and they committed him. Now, here's the deal. when his original doctor found out about it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was all hell and high water to go get it. They went and they got him out, et cetera, et cetera. But the fact of the matter is, guess what? He was committed to a mental institution for about 4 days.
Yep.
So what does he do?
Now, the word committed has a certain meaning to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what if you voluntarily sign in?
See, I think let me see.
Because I know some people who have, through loss or something, a loss of a loved one, or through loss of abilities,
I think that would fall under or.
Has signed themselves in for a short period of treatment for depression.
But they still committed themselves to it.
That would be committing yourself to it, and also.
But anybody that's been committed on the situation like I was talking about, I really don't know how they would address that.
Yeah, because it could be very easily you pick up someone on the street that suffered a stroke. They don't know who they are, where they are, and where do they put people like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's happened.
Yeah,
it has happened, and especially not so much anymore. But way back in the day, that stuff happened pretty frequently. And what I would have to say is,
or even if you fell out of a tree at 20 years old because whacked your head, woke up and like, who am I? Where am I?
They'd still have to check yes.
Yeah.
And
because they were committed.
If they check yes to any
we got
to
stop it.
You cannot transfer the firearm.
Yeah.
So, I understand that the mentally ill should not be able to purchase firearms. Yeah. Obviously. I mean, that's just a granted given. But there are cases.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, generally that part, even though they wouldn't know whether or not that particular thing had, how to address that particular thing. The first part is usually the part where people don't.
Adjudicated. Yeah, they don't know what adjudicated means.
Adjudicated,
you know
that
you should.
Yeah. Because generally it takes a lot of court.
Yeah.
And if you don't know you're adjudicated, it's probably because you have dementia. So
all
those days of going to court.
Now you could be adjudicated as a minor, a 9 or 10-year-old.
But you know that.
Not necessarily.
Yeah,
you may not.
Right.
You may have been adjudicated at 9 or 10-year-old through juvenile court because your parents put a PINS petition out, and they found you to be hyperactive. What's that disorder where you disobey? Right. And now you're 45 years old. You barely remember that, and you don't think it applies, and you check the wrong box.
But you would probably still know because of what adjudication entails, because at some point in your life between 8 and 45,
it may have come up, but it may not have.
Been able to do something.
There is a chance.
There is a chance.
There is a chance. There are people walking around there, I'm sure, that is in this situation.
I know some minors that were adjudicated quite young because of PINS petitions. And quite honestly, it was their parents' fault. The parents just didn't feel like disciplining them and didn't teach them any better when they were 3. So by the time they were 6, they couldn't control them.
You know what I'm thinking? We've done with this. Actually, we're legislating against the Form 4473, and we were supposed to be talking about first-time purchasers.
Yeah.
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 It's hard not to.
Well,
we don't like these questions.
When you start going through the questions.
Yeah.
Because there's some of them that are just so ridiculous and.
Plain and simple. The only reason 11A through L is on there is so if someone checks the wrong box,
they don't
gets a gun.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And they can't get them on any other crime. They can get them on fraud on the federal level. It's fraud.
Fraud
on the federal level.
Fraudulent.
And it's a federal charge. That's the only reason those questions are there, is to purposely try to trip you up.
Well, the next one is
because
simple.
Because let's face it, when the FBI does a background check, they're going to know all that shit.
Well, they didn't. Not at some point they wouldn't have.
Yeah.
especially the mentally ill stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I'm not going to disagree. You know what? I'm happy the VA doesn't report, because post-traumatic stress syndrome, depression,
Yeah.
those are temporary things. If it's not, they'll keep you in there.
Or keep you where you can move, you know, do
Yeah.
your thing.
Yeah. Well, the next one, if you've been dishonorably discharged from the military.
Now, I do know people who have
Well, now there are people who got
dishonorable discharge, but after so long, it turns to other than honorable.
Yeah, or
If they don't get in trouble.
Well, there's people that have been dishonorably discharged that got it changed to a administrative discharge.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
basically other.
Here's the deal.
But it still comes up as a dishonorable discharge sometimes.
No, here's the deal, though. This is what this question is actually asking. Have you been discharged from the armed forces under dishonorable conditions?
Yeah.
It doesn't ask you, has it been changed? It asks you under conditions.
Yeah.
But I know a couple people who have been discharged under dishonorable conditions, but that was conditional to a certain period of time without.
At the time they were discharged, though, it was dishonorable.
Yeah.
Yes. But after
that would be a UPenn situation.
well, no, they don't need
sure.
it. They don't need a UPenn.
Yeah, but they would be if they,
Technically, yes. They're if they
Because
check
of the fact
no,
that there's-
but they were, even
Because
though
of
it
the fact that
changed.
There's
Yeah.
discussion about this. I would say that yes, they do.
Yeah.
Because we're disagreeing on it. So
Yeah, it'd
I
be
would
a
say
yes.
that's going to be.
and they would probably need a UPenn.
Yeah, see, I know some people who their discharge changed after so long if they didn't get
Oh, yeah.
arrested,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
and they check no, and it goes through.
It goes
Well,
through.
there's a
But,
lot of stuff that'll go through.
but just like he was
because
just saying,
it doesn't show up on a surface, because when they do a surface, that's usually what they do on this.
Dishonorable
This is-
discharge usually show up.
This is not gonna. But if it was changed later, see.
Yeah, it would be
It
changed in
wouldn't
the
show up on the
computer.
surface.
Exactly.
And see, this isn't like going through
Yep.
for an NFA item or something.
yeah.
This isn't that
Well,
deep of a background check.
but as far as it goes, if you have been, maybe a UPN's in your near future.
Matter of fact, from what I understand, our local sheriff's department does a more thorough background check than this when we get a permit, and they don't do a whole lot of background check, really.
I don't know. I mean, that's something I'd be ignorant to right there. I really don't know what they do.
They probably can do a more thorough search of the state database,
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, as far as that goes.
or other counties.
Yeah.
They might be connected with. We are on H.
Yeah.
This-
Yeah, it was H.
Yeah, so this is restraining orders. So
Now, I have had a customer who did not know he was under a restraining order.
And that can happen.
He was in
well,
the process
there's
of.
a certain type that's that they do, or I know that they used to do here locally, that where people didn't know it, some kind of a protective something, and they didn't tell the party that was
That's
under the.
that's what this
I don't
was.
know if it counts under here or not,
Yeah, a lot of times,
I don't know.
but
this is what happened to this gentleman. He was going through a drawn out divorce,
yeah,
and he did not know that his wife's attorney, his wife didn't even know it, filed for a restraining order when he filed for the divorce on his wife's behalf, and that nailed him.
Well, yeah, because it's specifically asking about a child, an intimate partner, or a child of such partner.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
And it's not
specifically
unusual
Yeah.
for a spouse to make accusations or to exaggerate when they file for or are going through a divorce to their attorney
Yeah.
or to the courts.
Now,
Have
the
you-
next one, have you ever been convicted of a misdemeanor crime of domestic violence? I remember when that one was added.
That was another kind of
And,
stupid one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I remember a guy who came into the shop down in Carolina, and he was in a bar fight.
When he was
that got-
21 and he's 80 now.
Well, wasn't quite that old, but yeah, it was like quite a few years ago, but it wasn't before. There's a date.
There is a
that's
date, yes.
associated with it. That if it was before that, it's not the same.
Yeah.
But it was after that date. And the thing was that when they were arrested and convicted and everything, what they ended up getting was some kind of a domestic violence charge. You would not think that would be domestic violence.
Yeah.
Because it was not.
No, that
was
basically
not
it's
beaten,
disturbing
it
the
was not-
peace or assault.
It was not a thing that happened in his home.
Yeah.
Of
Or,
any kind.
or with
It
a
was- it
spouse,
was a mom.
child, or relative,
And it was not with
or neighbor.
like a girlfriend or
Yeah.
anything.
Mm.
It was just people in the bar, and he was involved in that fight. And
He got
that was
unlucky.
the outcome that ended up being, and it ended up being a domestic violence charge. He didn't even remember it until he got denied and started going in looking to see what it was, and that was the charge that was put up there because it was categorized under domestic
That'd
violence.
probably be another possible UPIN situation.
To apply, and you're going to have to probably get a lawyer.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if there were UPNs at the time. I know that he
yeah.
got it sorted out and everything, but it took him a lot.
No, I think
he
back in the
actually
day,
lawyer.
I think back in the day before a UPIN, they just
Well, this
took
was
and
like
made a note in
right-
your record.
This was like right
yeah.
around the time that Nix first started.
Yeah.
So it was like in the mid 90s, late 90s, maybe.
Jay.
Oh, the next one. Don't
Yeah, have
come
you
in this damn
renounced
shop
your-
and
you-
push yes.
Yeah,
on
Your
okay,
that.
United
go on.
States citizenship. I mean,
If you've renounced your United States citizenship and checked that box in my shop, you might not make it out.
Yeah.
well, I wouldn't say that, but
I said might.
you're probably going to get chased out. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
we wouldn't want to go making any threats toward it.
Oh, no, that's one thing I don't really mind making a threat over too much. You know, I can deal with a lot of those questions but no, that
Tracy
one.
might chase you down in the other chair that's in the back.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I
the
might get the
track.
track chair out that goes faster than my regular wheelchair and can go over anything. Yeah. Yeah. Anything.
And the next one, I'll personally hold you while the sheriff's department come get you.
Oh, are you an alien illegal in the
Yeah.
United States?
Now, of course, if you're from Mars and you got a phaser,
I'm still
Yeah.
holding
okay, you can. I'm going to be hiding behind something.
them.
But yeah, those two are both.
Yeah, they're self-explanatory. You know damn well.
There's no doubt in that. Now, the next part here is the part where people answer too much most of the time.
Yeah, they do.
Because they are you an alien admitted to the United States under a non-immigrant visa? And then if you are, you see instructions for 11.1. If you answered no to this question, do not respond to question 12 and proceed to question 13. So don't answer number 12 if you answered no
To letter L.
to 11L. So, and if you did answer yes to that one, then if you are an alien admitted under a non-immigrant visa, do you fall within the exceptions set forth in the instructions? And there's instructions
Some,
that give you a reason why there's an exception
Yeah.
for this that would allow you to still buy a gun.
hunting is usually one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're an Iraqi national and you're here on a work visa and you want to go duck hunting, you are allowed to buy and possess a gun sometimes. Well, I know this because, again, I was in New York. We had Canadians who would come over, and they would
Yes,
come
that's
over.
what I was thinking.
They would come over specifically to go hunting,
Mhm.
and they were allowed to buy guns. Now, they used to be able to take them home with them too, but Canada passed some really dumb laws that they've since repealed.
Some of which.
Some of
there's still
which.
some convoluted
Yeah,
of doing that and stuff, and Biker Bob, one of the Gun Channel's regulars, is currently on tour of the U.S. and you know, so he's been touring around, and that would be one if he were to go and, you know, do such a purchase.
Competitive shooting,
That would be something that he would have to.
Yeah.
Yep. I think
deal
competitive shooting is also an exception
it's almost got to be.
because you go to Camp Perry, we used to have lots. Wimbledon of rifle
invading
shooting.
Canadian with a camper, and a puppy,
Um,
an attack puppy.
What is the state of residence?
that's the state you live in.
Yeah, whatever's on your license. Country of citizenship. Obviously, you know where you're a citizen of,
You know
United
where you're a
States or
citizen.
other.
Yeah. And if you're a dual citizen, United States and Israel, you're a United States citizen. Check United States.
And then 15, if you are not a citizen of the United States, what is your U.S. issued alien number or admission number?
Yeah.
You know
If you
what
have
it
one
is.
of those, if you have one, you know what it is.
Don't put anything in that box.
And then all we got is sign
Signature
it on
and
the
date.
back and certify it.
Sign and date it. Yep. And then the rest
of it
is
filled
ours.
out by the
Yeah.
FFL.
And the thing is, too, we could go into what Alabama laws are on weights, et cetera, which we don't have any weights.
Yeah.
Unless you're, if you know, if it's
Yeah, there's no
delayed.
waiting
Yeah,
period.
but-
There's no cool down period.
And then you know you're told what your delay is.
But all states are most of the states are different in certain aspects or one or another. So I don't even think we should really get into that.
No,
That's
basically,
up to your
if-
local gun
If
shop.
you're a
states-
first time purchaser and there's some kind of cooling down period required in your state, they're going to tell you, okay, you've cleared your NICS check, but we cannot give you the gun by state law for 3 days.
Yeah. Usually they're going to tell you about that before you ever even start filling it out.
Yeah.
They'll tell you there's a X day waiting period
Indeed.
or a cool down period. And if you live in one of the
libtard states.
communist states that require a
Cool down period. If you
remember.
buy from
I
a
can't
dealer,
remember no, I'm talking about the card that you have to have to purchase
Oh yeah.
a gun.
what states do that still?
Well,
There's several states that still
I'm
at least 2 or 3 that still do it.
well, I mean,
I believe
I guess New
Illinois
York
still
can
has
kind of
it.
start
No.
to fall
No,
together
they
with a
don't
whole
have that
pistol.
card,
No, but
though.
you
No.
have to get your permit
for
your
a pistol, not for long guns though.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
You know, so
I'm just saying, there's different states with different rules, and
yeah.
But anyway, you're told that when you go
And then you even got jurisdiction.
And when you go to purchase a gun,
Ask
they're going to tell you.
if
that
they
you
don't
can
tell
take
you,
the card.
ask,
yeah,
And
because you can have different jurisdictions within
yeah,
the
FOID
states.
card is what they
a
call
what?
it. A FOID card,
Oh,
a
that
firearms owner
oh,
identification card.
Illinois, Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
guess
was.
so.
I don't think it
There's
was
somewhere
yeah.
else that has one too. because I
Might be New York City.
No, I remember
Okay.
somebody in a chat the other night talking about it, and they weren't from Illinois.
Yeah. But there are states which the state laws may be very lax, but you may live in a jurisdiction
That's not lax.
that's not
Yeah,
lax.
exactly.
Like New York State, they're not lax, trust me.
Los Angeles.
But if you live in New York State and live in New York City, if you live in New York City, you got to comply with a whole nother set of laws.
Yeah.
And we ain't going to go there.
No, we just get into some basic things with first-time buyers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Ask if we can tell you, we will. If we can't, we'll tell you, sorry, we can't give you that answer.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
coming from the sales perspective, if you come in, if you're a first-time buyer, go ahead and tell the salesperson I'm a first-time buyer. Now, with that being said, if they don't ask you what you need it for, or what is its main purpose going to be,
I would go to another shop.
I would absolutely have to
Because
just go straight to
that's-
another shop.
That's an important thing because that's going to help them to be able to fit you to a firearm.
Yeah, one of the first things I ask is, what's its main
Yeah.
purpose going to be? Is
Yeah,
it gonna be
and that can
self-defense?
also help the girlfriend going to buy her boyfriend a gun out of a sticky situation. If she comes in, well, my boyfriend asked me to come buy this gun for him.
Nope, get out.
And we're probably going to take the time to explain to her, he asked you to commit a federal felony.
Yeah. Strong purchase.
He may be your boyfriend, but trust me, he doesn't have your best interest at heart.
Or the other way around.
Yeah.
Boyfriend to girlfriend.
We've kind of covered that pretty thoroughly. But
wait a second. Hold on. I want to add something to straw purchase.
Okay.
I want to add something to straw purchase. Even if you're gifting it to somebody, let's say that
they got to be legally able to own.
Well, no, I wasn't even going to get into that. I was going to get into states' borders. Let's just take Alabama and Florida to say it. If you've got a nephew that lives in Pensacola, you live in Andalusia, you want to buy him a handgun, you come in here and buy it from us and take it to him and give it to him, you just committed a straw purchase. You just committed, what is it?
You're trafficking.
Yeah. Because you can't, somebody from Florida can't buy a pistol in Alabama.
Yeah.
You can't go across state lines with pistols. Yeah. So be very, very careful. What was the one here a while back? The I can't remember what state, Virginia and New York, was it?
New York don't do nothing with anybody.
That far apart from each other, but I remember there being.
Was it a Virginia and Maryland?
I don't.
Well, either way, guys, what happened was a guy transferred to somebody over state lines and to somebody that wasn't supposed to have a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a big deal. And I don't want to.
I can remember a case about that, but that was like 10 years ago, and it involved a law enforcement officer. But that was,
there was one
that was
recently,
Pennsylvania. Yeah, this was Pennsylvania and Virginia.
Actually,
and it was relatives.
Yeah, that just happened again not too long ago, maybe a year ago.
Oh, boy.
Set of circumstances. That happens all the time, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean.
Oh, yeah, because people don't realize that.
Well,
they have to do it
one person
way,
yeah,
or whatever. Because
trust me, one person realizes it usually.
No, if it's a legitimate situation that they just end up doing illegally, like somebody buying a gun for their nephew or something like that.
The one I was talking about 10 years ago, the one individual knew he was asking the other.
When they're not legally able to have the gun,
but just an
only thing illegal about it is the way it was transferred.
Yeah.
A lot of times
people are ignorant to the laws.
They just don't know that they needed to set up a transfer for that instead of just taking it to them or whatever. It's one of those convoluted things that all in the way that you do it depends on how it's either legal or illegal.
9 times out of 10, if it happens to be accidentally legal and no other crime is committed immediately or for years after, no one's probably going to find out.
Yeah.
It's usually they're already looking for you or at you for something, or one of the individuals, and that might be the first thing they can get to stick.
Well, the one recently with the police officer that was doing it that I remember, I don't remember all the details about it or very many of them at all, but I do remember that what he was doing was basically using his police discount.
Yep, that's the one I'm thinking of.
To buy guns for people.
And
I hate that.
Yeah.
That was basically what he was doing. That was the whole thing that of what was wrong with it and everything. And I don't remember other than the fact that I think that
it was his uncle or something.
It was his uncle or something. I remember they wrote a check for it. And the guy put gun
on the check, so he gave the check.
And that was what.
Now it's a straw purchase.
If he had just given him the money,
and a month later got a gun,
because I want to think that the transfer was done right, but it was the fact that
he put gun on the check, so he got the money from the person who actually received the gun, and that's technically a straw purchase.
There was like part of it was it was almost legit.
Yeah.
The way that he did it, other than the fact that they didn't like it too much, that he used his police discount.
The whole thing is, it's not a good idea to do that, because I'm just saying, if your nephew were to tell his neighbor, check out what my uncle gave me, and then his neighbor was anti-gun and then said, okay, wait a second, your uncle lives across the border, let's get on the phone right now and call the authorities.
Yeah.
It could be a serious non-malicious situation.
Yeah.
That gets nasty real quick.
Yeah. So it's the best idea if you want to buy a gun for, it's depending on state laws, like in Alabama to Florida. If I wanted to buy a cousin of mine in Florida a pistol, I would transfer it through a gun shop down there.
Have them fill out the form down there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we need to switch gears?
Oh, all right, we can.
Yeah, we could. Now I've posted on our Facebook page that we've ordered some free samples or
Oh yeah.
or free things that you just pay shipping and handling on. One of the first things I mentioned was from survivalbased.com. It was a free food sample, freeze dried, and it's from Food for Health International.
We ain't
I can't do it.
We
I can't do it.
We have tried 2 out of the 3 meals we received. The oatmeal. Okay, first of all, no added vitamins or minerals. Real tastes like wallpaper paste, flour and water with too much sugar. I couldn't really eat it. If I had not eaten for 2 or 3 days, I probably would have ate a bowl.
Yeah, luckily I didn't get here early enough this morning to partake in the oatmeal.
Honestly, their oatmeal, you are better off going to the store, buying Quaker instant oatmeal in the individual pouches.
Yeah, the volume of the dry product seems to be about the same.
Yes.
And the
same number of
finished
servings
product also seems to be about the same. When you make it up, it makes about the same amount.
Yep.
So you're not saving anything by getting this. The only difference is it's packaged in a Mylar pouch.
Yep.
And you can easily
vacuum seal your own.
Well, now actually, no, it had
even
the Quaker had vitamins.
Yeah, the Quaker had more vitamins, more flavor. Yeah.
It's a lot better,
cheaper
all around.
Yeah, and cheaper. Yeah, because $4.95 for these 3 meals to come shipped to us,
and that
for
was
about
the free sample.
Yeah, that was just shipping. That was just shipping on the 3
more
things.
Expensive than the Wise food.
Yeah, and that's more. That's you can buy about 2 boxes of Quaker instant oatmeal for that.
3 if you catch it right.
Yeah, you get it on sale or have a
I
coupon.
think I got those for $2 a box.
Yeah.
You know, those there at $2. So $6, you're getting 30 servings.
Yeah, instead of 10.
Yeah.
Now on to the next one that we tried,
the potato chowder.
Yeah. Now that one was pretty good.
It stay out of that one.
Yeah, it didn't look that. I'm gonna say I treated these.
Well, I think your issue was
your illness right now.
With your sinuses.
Yep, because everybody else liked it. I
liked it when they ate it.
Yeah. Now I'll say this: when it was cooking, it smelled good. When I looked at it, I was like, "Oh no!" But like I did with MREs in the military. You got to put let's forget what it looks like. Let's give it a taste. And I was pleasantly surprised. It tasted really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I ate a bowl of it.
Yeah, it was good. It's got a very oniony taste to it.
Yeah.
And the onions stayed a little crunchy.
They didn't rehydrate.
Reconstitute.
Yeah. Or if they did, they reconstituted like some of the onions I used in the Navy, which when you reconstitute them, they stayed crunchy like a fresh onion.
Oh yeah.
That could be the fact.
That could be the fact.
It smelled just like sour cream and
chives.
Potato chips.
Yeah.
Cooking.
But it had a really it tasted like those like potato soups.
Yeah.
That are like the Campbell's.
Yeah.
It did.
Yes, it did.
Or like a or like a hamburger helper or something.
Yeah.
Almost the consistency of that.
Yeah.
And
the consistency
it
was
fine as far as survival food goes.
I'd eat that.
Camp foods, that instant prep stuff like that. Yeah,
I'll never touch it again. I'm here to tell you right now, I'll never touch it again. Now it may not even be the soup's fault, but I'll never touch it again.
Yeah, when you get sick.
Yeah.
After you've eaten something.
I think that it may just be that it didn't settle well with you because.
Well, the thing that blew my mind was Tracy don't like onions, but you still ate it.
Yeah.
So that says something for the flavor.
It is. Yeah. It surprised me. I was pleasantly surprised. That one was good. We still have to try the pasta meal they sent us. We might get around to that in the next couple days.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Maybe.
The other thing I ordered, these from survivallife.com. They had this, again, you get it free. They claim it's worth $15. You paid like $4.95 shipping per. You were allowed up to 4 when you ordered. It's a fire capable paracord bracelet. It's a nice paracord bracelet. It's a little on the, it's a little bigger than say most of them, which is nice because it'll fit more people. It comes with a processed flint and striker, which I tried out. It's very easy to use. The striker itself could be used as a knife or a cutting tool. It has a little button compass, which is about as good as any little tiny button compass is going to be. If you need to go north, it will keep you headed in the general northerly direction. You're not shooting a bearing or giving your coordinates.
It works as that. The compass works as well as any
to keep you in a straight line.
Yeah, any of those little water ball compasses that are out there.
It has a survival whistle on it, so you don't. If you've been in the woods and ever yelled, you know your voice doesn't carry well. But a high shrill whistle, you got to get just right in your mouth.
It works out.
It's a nice high shrill that will carry in the woods or over water. And obviously paracord.
There's a good bit of paracord.
Yeah, there is. There is. I think there's something like 75 feet in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about 75 feet.
I don't know. I can see that because it's double knitted.
But it is. That is a lot of paracord though, because it's.
Oh, look here.
This thing is almost an inch wide.
Yeah.
It's 2 straps and then 2 straps on the other side. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost an inch wide. It's a pretty big bracelet. I mean, the large size bracelets are tight on my wrist.
Yeah.
You know, the little one that I wear all the time. It's tight on my wrist, and that one's supposed to be the large size or the 8.
And this is a little bigger.
That one is a little bigger. It fits a lot looser than mine does.
I don't know about $15.
No, I don't think it's worth quite 15.
Maybe 10.
I'd pay 8 to 10 for it, but definitely get on survivallife.com and get them at $4.95 and get 4 of them.
Yeah, it's definitely worth that
for
much.
4 of them for about $21, I think.
Yeah.
And guess what? They got here quick.
Oh, yeah,
I don't 10 to 14 days, I think.
I don't know if it was even that long.
I don't know. I'd have to check. But yeah, it got here quick.
Yeah, there's a bunch of cool stuff out there. There's the stuff Tracy's talking about, and then you got the Ready Man supply stuff that's pretty. You know what?
That little thing you got in your wallet is a lot. That thing's a lot nicer than I thought they would be. I've seen them advertised on Facebook and everywhere else.
They're pretty neat.
The little credit card.
How long have I had this in my wallet? About 6 months
or longer.
Check this out, dude.
It's steel. Stainless steel.
I wish I was able to. I wish I was able to join in the.
It's not bent at all.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong over here. I can't get into the hangout from my computer.
Yeah.
If I could, then I could turn my camera on. And
we can show it off.
Yeah.
But
well,
it's one of those little credit card size deals. It's got all the
fish hooks, arrows.
Yeah, all the little
sewing needles, snare stops, saw.
There's all kinds of stuff on here. You can make a spinner bait out of it. There's a trident. There's needles in there. There's 3 different sizes of hooks. No, 2 different sizes of hooks.
The trident, basically a frog gig.
Yeah, and there's some spearheads in here. 2 different styles. You know what, man? I think I gave them like $4.99.
Yeah,
or something like that each. You know, for shipping.
Yeah,
and I'd pay $4.99 for it.
Yeah, well, how much are they if you just buy them? That's what I got to like to know, because I wouldn't mind buying a few more.
I don't know. I know that.
I mean that's one of those things. If I get
a few places that have those things, but wherever you got that one from,
I got it from Ready.
It looks sturdier.
Yeah.
Than they look on when you look at it on the web page.
You can go to www.readymanteam.com and you can check these out. They got like 5 or 6 different styles of them that you can order.
But that one there, it looks a lot better than the ones I've seen when I see those ads for them.
Oh yeah,
they look so flimsy, and that one looks a lot sturdier than. Because it's thicker. It's
I've seen some that are thin and bend like a razor blade.
Yeah.
you know, and I'm talking the old safety razor blades.
Oh, yeah.
They were quite flexible.
But I think the food is decent. These bracelets are nice.
Yeah,
I mean,
the bracelets are nice.
The only thing on the bracelets that I can see that would end up happening, I'm going to end up
losing the compass,
slam off from it.
Yeah,
and at some point,
well, that's why I said that it seemed to sit better on the bottom than on the top.
Yeah, but still, I'm going to end up breaking it off.
Yeah.
That thing is a little bit big.
Yeah,
the area
buckle.
where all of
But with that being said,
it's on there pretty sturdy. That's the first thing I did when I pulled it out, man. I grabbed that compass because it looked like something that you could just pop off easy, and it wasn't popping off. The bracelets are great. The food, like any dehydrated or freeze-dried food, I don't care what company it comes from. It's kind of like MREs. You don't know exactly how it's going to be till you get it. Some of them are winners and some of them are losers. I've had Weiss food, I've had Mountain House, and now I have Food for Health International stuff. And I've had bad products in all of them.
Yeah.
And I've had good products in all of them.
Yeah. If you honestly, I guess it's one of those deals where if you're gonna buy it, just buy it.
Yeah, buy it. And if you open something and you don't like it, hey, you know, that's what you use for your trade fodder. But chances are someone else has already tried it and they're not going to want it.
Yeah.
But you know what? If you have, I'm telling you what, that oatmeal, if you have an infant.
Oh, they'll eat it.
You know, an infant and you can't get to the store because of hurricane or snow or something for a week or so, that's going to be great for an infant, the oatmeal. Personally, yeah, I need something with a little more flavor and body.
I'm just saying, but I think that oatmeal will make me sick in my stomach. It was too sweet.
Yeah.
I
think you'd be better off just using Quaker oatmeal and just put it in a resealable bag.
Now I will
get Mylar bags for those
vacuum sealers.
Sealers.
Now I will say this: I was a chef. I was a cook in the military and a chef at country clubs and 5-star restaurants. Now, with that oatmeal we tried, we made it by the package instructions, which was with just water. Now I'm saying, give me some non-fat dry powdered milk to put in it. Yeah, it would taste better.
Yeah, but I don't want to have to go through that.
Well, I agree.
Situation,
well, you're probably not. You might not have it.
I mean,
and you might be saving that non-fat dry milk to drink. Period.
Yeah.
It's likely that I might carry a few spices with me to make things
some cinnamon might have made that a little better, possibly. Oh, I'll tell you one thing: it definitely needed a pinch of salt.
Yeah,
it was flat. I mean, it was really flat.
I usually keep in my survival kit anyway is salt.
I mean, you just take MRE Tabasco sauce and just pour it all over it. Well, that makes everything better.
Yeah.
But
it does help. That's why they put them in there.
Yeah, I'd suggest just Quaker oatmeal, instant oatmeal, because, again, more nutrients, is cheaper, and it's the
same thing.
Yeah.
With added vitamins and minerals that you need.
It tastes good.
The Quaker actually has salt in it. And in a survival situation, you need salt. You need salt to retain water in your body. You need salt to keep your electrolyte, your electricity system in your body going. I mean, the Quaker Oats had phosphorus and magnesium, trace minerals that you need.
Yeah. And just vitamins.
Yeah.
Just pure vitamins.
Yeah. Yeah. They had added vitamins. Even though added vitamins mostly get urinated out if the body doesn't need to use them right away.
Yeah.
But any of them that you're not getting otherwise, you would absorb those.
Yeah.
So.
Oh boy.
Hot dang, we've been going for about an hour now.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry, everybody. I've been kind of low keyed over here, but it's been a heck of a week for me. That medicine's kicking my tail, man. When I get to the house, I'm just going to crash slam out.
Yeah, Daryl started suffering from allergies. The pine and pollen and everything else was flying here good. It got, I'm still suffering too. It got our sinuses going.
Yeah, I still got it too.
But Daryl's got going worse. His actually ended up getting into his ear canal and inflaming his eardrums. And Well, I guess playing loud music out in the cold wind didn't help.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as it goes, they were hurting.
That show y'all did Sunday, I think.
Yeah. Well, it was hurting before we ever started playing. It was a wind. We was on the lake, but you know, it was the Welcome Home Vietnam Veterans thing, and they ain't no way that I wasn't gonna play that. I mean, there's no way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it was that wind that did you in, because it was blowing constantly at 10 plus miles an hour. Let's put it this way. I was sitting in the van just to stay out of it and keep warm, and the van was moving. Now, I don't have a minivan. I have an E350. It's a truck.
Yeah.
And it's heavy duty, everything.
Because
it's wheelchair. Yeah, it's a wheelchair conversion. They actually lowered the floor, and I got 1/4-inch plate steel floors and a lift that weighs about 800 pounds. In it.
Yeah, if you're moving that van, you done something.
And then my wheelchair weighs 400. You know, and then you put me in it. Now I don't weigh but $120, but still.
Yeah.
I think we just went over to 4473. We were, I think, as you can tell, we don't like that thing. But either way it goes, I guess if you got some more questions about it.
For now, it's a necessary evil.
Yeah, it is. And, of course, just like every other compliant gun shop in America that's going to be doing the right thing, you're going to do a 4473 if you come in our shop.
Yep. Don't come in our shop with a gun to sell or trade and sit in our parking lot and sell or trade it to the guy that's coming in after you.
Yeah, that's not cool.
No, you're going to do a 4473 on it.
Indeed. Well, where are we at?
I reckon
we're
We're
over.
at least an hour.
We're at least an hour and 5 minutes by my count.
Well, I tell you what, y'all just want to wrap it up then?
I reckon.
See them next week.
Y'all
remember on our YouTube stuff to subscribe, like a few videos. Y'all like us on Facebook. Go to thegunchannels.com. Find us on there.
Yeah, be sure to like our videos. If you like the podcast, and jump over to YouTube and hit that thumbs up button on there, because we see that you're watching them.
Yeah,
but nobody leave
feedback.
They don't leave any feedback, and they don't they don't click the thumbs up or the thumbs down either.
Well, we've had a few thumbs up and we had a few comments, but not as many as we'd like to see. We want feedback.
Yeah, we need feedback, and if there's something you'd like us to talk about, let us know. We'll check it out.
Indeed.
Chances are we'll talk about it, because we'll talk about anything.
Yeah, and if there's something you want to talk about, just I'm over at Gun Channels all the time, so just hit me up and tell me if you got an idea for something, and I guess you can reach us at the
Andalusia Armory.
Facebook, Andalusia Armory at gmail.com, Andalusia Armory at outdrs.net.
Andalusia Armory on Facebook.
Pinterest, Instagram, Twitter, all that mess.
Yeah.
Andalusia Armory. If it's something, you can do it /Andalusia Armory, and you'll find us.
Yeah. As far as these reviews on the bracelet and the food, I'll have more on our Facebook page tomorrow at the top, so you ain't got to search through the products again and what we thought of.
And these are unpaid reviews.
Not only are they unpaid, but we spend our own money to buy these products.
Yeah.
So
even if it is just shipping on some of it.
Yeah.
But
well, I like to find deals.
Oh yeah, man. That's good.
I'm frugal.
Hey man,
frugal, not cheap. Frugal.
Man, getting something for a few bucks you can throw in your bug out bag or put in your truck box or something like that. That's a good deal.
Yeah, it is.
All day.
Yeah.
Well.
Oh, and if you're listening and you work for one of these companies or websites, feel free to contact us. We'll talk to you.
Yeah.
And if you want to say, hey, we were unfair, let us know. We'll invite you on. You can.
If it's if you think we got a bad batch of the oatmeal, then
feel free to contact us.
Or maybe someone got a bad batch of the potato chowder and wants to let us know. It don't always taste that good.
Yeah.
Let us know, definitely. But Well, I guess we'll see them next week.
See you next
6
week.
o'clock Central Time. This is Daryl Qualls with Andalusia Armory.
Tracy Schmidt.
And Sean Carter.
Keep your powder dry. Processed flint and striker